what's up guys? Jason Maher the Magician and welcome back to the channel. Now today you are learning the Victoria control. So many of you have requested it and so I'm going to give it to you. And stick around to the end of the video where I give you the full handling on my sandwich trick, which I know you want. I know you want it. Now full shout outs go to Zach Mueller for this effect. It's not mine, it's his, and there's going to be links in the description below to more of his stuff. So definitely go and check those out. But before we get stuck into the tutorial, make sure that you subscribe if you're not already, and of course like this video, because with our powers combined, we can still become famous. Now the Victoria control is like a modified cascade control, which is the combination of the invisible shift by Charlie Miller and the waterfall flourish by someone.
It takes a big brain to be able to master this technique.
So go and grab your deck of cards and come join me in tutorial view. Alright, I'll be using the Slow Hands V2 to explain this to you. Look at that quick plug for my boy Kiers. If you guys are interested in these cards, I'll leave a link in the description below. They are quite nice. Now, let's quickly go over what you actually need to do the Victoria control. You need a deck of cards, 2 Sleight hand hands, and patience, because this move is extremely knacky. Firstly, the control is going to look like this. As a quick overview, it goes in the middle. You can control it straight to the top. Super clean, super fair. Now what's actually happening there is I'm actually slipping the card out to this top side and then having these cards fall in front of it. That's what's providing the cover. Now the first thing that you're going to have to master to make this move look good is actually the flourish itself. And it's not too difficult because most people, if you can do this, you could probably do this. Now the real secret to doing this move is, if you notice, what's happening is my ring finger is coming around the top of the deck, my thumb to the back, and these two are going to be placed over the front to create a bit of pressure, which means you can now riffle your thumb along the back. So what's actually happening here is my thumb is just going along the back and releasing those cards as smoothly as I can. And then those cards are rotating around this finger and into my awaiting hand. So the technique is not too difficult. This is not too hard to do. To give you a bit more of an explanation here, the amount of pressure that I'm applying with these 2 fingers here is actually nothing. They're just there as a bumper almost. The thumb and the ring finger are actually doing all the work, and these fingers are just staying, these 2 fingers are just staying strong so that the cards have somewhere to almost anchor around. There it is. Now once you get this nice and smooth, you have to do the technique. Now once the card goes in the middle, what's going to happen is you're going to push it in and then you're going to jog it to the side like this. Now, it's important that you don't make the jog too exaggerated, because a lot of people, when they do this, they'll put the card in and they do this massive, exaggerated jog, and it doesn't really look that good. When you put the card in, you get this nice moment where you can actually, it looks like it's squared completely flush before you do the control, which makes what's so convincing about the move. So what happens is you push the card in, okay, and right as you're getting to the end of it, you're going to push predominantly on this corner. Okay, I'm just going to use one hand to show you. If I push in that corner, you'll see it starts to come out the other end. Okay, now obviously you don't want your pinky in the way there, but it'll come out sort of like this. I'm just exaggerating it so you can actually see what's happening. Now, to slip the card out and on the top, you have to combine it with the waterfall. So once the card goes through the deck and out the other side, your pinky is actually going to clamp down on it like this. I'm pulling down on that card, and what actually happens is, now if I just do this, you'll see that the bottom card and the selected card, they come out together, but they create kind of this natural V formation, and that V formation is what you're going to waterfall these cards into. So once the card goes in like this, it goes in on an angle, you're going to pull it down with your pinky, and then you're going to perform that waterfall. Now timing is very important here, because what you don't want to do is sort of lift this out and then do it. You have to start the waterfall before the card is even free. So you can see I'm already starting. That card's still actually locked into the deck there. I haven't actually freed it yet. But what actually happens is, as you do the waterfall, your hands come further away from the deck. It's very hard to do slow and explain it at these weird angles, but your hand comes further away from the deck, which creates that distance, which then frees the selected card. And because you're pulling on it with your pinky, once it's free, it opens like this, and the rest of the cards fall in front. Alright, I'm coming in at this angle here, and I'm just going to expose it. So when the card goes in, you push it in on that angle. Now you get this, it's pretty, it looks pretty clean once the card goes in. You know, obviously get the line there, but once the deck is like this, you can't even see it. Anyway, your pinky's going to grab that card, and once you do the move, can you see how the card eventually opens up and all the rest of them fall in there? You can see here, if I just see that. And that's really how the trick is done. So once you get the hang of this, then it's all about the angles. Now the angles are pretty good. Even on a front face like this, I can still hide that card. I just have to turn my hands towards the ground a little bit more to get that cover. Or you can turn to the side and you just get a complete cover and you won't be able to see anything at all. It looks really good face up as well if you put the card face up. The reason is because once you do the spread, you can actually leave it open, showing them the top card before you square everything up. And then of course, the selected card is on the top. And this is a really powerful thing that you can take advantage of. In fact, oftentimes I'll say to people, I put the card in the middle. And the reason why I love this control is because there's a justified moment where you get to say, look, all of these cards are different. You can even say, your card's not on the top, it's not on the bottom, it's somewhere in the middle, and we're going to try and find it. Boom, but you've already controlled it. And that's just this really nice, organic way to get the card to the top without arousing any suspicion. And it also just looks really nice. This whole move, once it's done really smooth, looks really nice. Now, I highly recommend that you don't do this control until you get this looking really smooth, because there's nothing worse than seeing people do, like, you know, this clumpy, disgusting, like they go like this, they're like, you know, it's just it looks like crap. I don't like it. You got to get it nice and smooth. It's just got to be something that you're just doing as an afterthought almost. This control looks best if serving as like an afterthought. So you just put the card in, show they're all different, you know, no fush, no mush. But if the card, if the control is a move for you, then it's not a control. It's you're just showing off, or you're just failing to create that secrecy. You really need it to be so smooth that you're not even really thinking about it. You know, you take their card, you put it in the middle, nothing sus. You're just showing all these cards are different, and then bang, that card is on the top. Now, the other thing about this control is that you can actually control the card second from the top, and the way that you do that is you literally just pull back on that top card. So if the 6 goes in the middle here like this, you can see I'm going to riffle through, show everything, and then I can go, look, even it's not on the top, and then you can even show it again, not on the top, but you've controlled it second from the top. Welcome to Video Halftime, where we take a moment to remind you that if you're still watching the video at this point, it's fair to say you're enjoying the content, and you should in fact subscribe. Now guys, next is the Clingy Club sandwich. I'm going to run a quick clip of the performance of it. You're going to need to know how to do the Victoria control to make it look super crisp. So strap on in and let's get stuck into the Clingy Club sandwich. Alright, here it is, the ultimate visual sandwich. For it, you just need 2 slices of bread, or in this case, joke daddies, and then you get a card selected. It can be any card, literally. In this case, it's the King of Spades, and you can see all these cards are different, and the 2 jokers are still on the top. But the trick is here. In an instant, one card rises to the top of the deck and then shoots between the 2 jokers, and with any luck, that card is the King of Spades. Well, we're actually pretty lucky now, because the tutorial for the sandwich is going to be so much easier to explain now that you know the control. So basically, you just leave your 2 jokers, or whatever cards you're using for the sandwich, face up on the top, and you just have your spectator touch a card. Now you get to tell them that they're going to leave that card in the middle of the deck, and then you're just going to execute the Victoria control, but placing it between the 2 jokers. Basically, now the trick is done. All you have to do is the presentation for the reveal. This is the handling that I've come up with. Basically, you're going to pick them up, indices, corners, and just flip them around like that, so that the backs are facing them. This is all 3 cards. And then you're going to pick them up in this kind of like center grip, making sure that your index finger is free, and you're just going to push a little bow in the cards like that. Now this is important because when you do the split, what's going to happen is your pointer finger is going to pull back on that bottom joker and clear this finger here. If it doesn't clear that finger, it's a problem. So you pull back on that and then you clear it. Don't lose contact, because if you lose contact, that card's just going to boing, it's going to fly away. So get your little bow, pull back on that joker, clear your finger, keep contact, and then bow it the other direction. So originally you were bowing it this way. Now you're bowing it the opposite direction, and that's going to give a natural curve for that joker to follow along, and then your finger will naturally sort of slide down to the base here, which you can now pinch like that. So now you've got the cards ready to produce, and to produce all you're going to do is with this middle finger here is kick the 3 into position. So altogether it'll look like this. Pick them up, turn them around, split them like this, and then I like to use my thumb to pull one card up on the top and make the mime of it shooting between the two. You don't have to do that, but I just like to do that. Or what you can do is you can just take it here and just tap the deck and it jumps in there. The point is though that from here it's up to you what you want to do really. It's just that pop is very important. So with the split, one more time, create a bow, follow the card out to the side. You can see it's clearing my index finger. Then my back finger is sliding along, creating a bow in the opposite direction to the base. This card will naturally follow the curve of the bow, giving you that nice clean split. And then your finger is going to kick this card into position when you're ready to produce their selection. And that's literally it. Just boom, boom, boom. It looks fantastic. It's a really, really visual and nice way to do a sandwich effect. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope that it was everything that you need to learn how to do the trick. I hope that you enjoy it, and I hope that you use it. Now, if you're a member of the 365 squad and you've managed to make it to the end of the video, this particular section is for you. Basically, I'm going to be explaining why I'm not doing the 365 anymore. And the truth is, I love doing the 365. I was enjoying it a lot, but the issue was it was having massive ramifications on my personal and professional life outside of the YouTube, and I just couldn't, in all good conscience, continue to do it at the detriment to, you know, my marriage and all the rest of it. And I'm sure you guys can understand. You guys had seen some days where I was quite ill or struggling to get it going. So rather than force myself into a position where it's just unhealthy, I thought it would be better for both you guys and myself if I took the time to actually make quality content rather than quantity content. So I hope you guys understand that. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video, and let this be the first video of the new channel, of the new era. Let this be the first video that we share together in a channel where I'm not so damn sleepy. I also fully intend to have an upload schedule of Tuesday and Thursday minimum. So those 2 days I will be uploading a video regardless. I'll be doing it continuously so that you guys have at least some structure. And with all that said and done, I will see you guys next time.